So today we're going to be making chickpeas and wild rice. Now this is literally one of the foundations of an alkaline diet. You'll probably be having this every single night. You can even mix this with a ribeye steak if you're trying to gain some weight, you know. But when we're going all alkaline, this is very important. Now, the basis to this is our saute, which we'll get into in another video. We're going to start off with just the chickpeas and wild rice. But once you understand how to make the saute, which we're going to mix with this, then you can go ahead and, instead of using your chickpeas and wild rice, you can use lettuce, you can use kale, something like that, along with some avocados, and put your saute on top of that. I like to go with the chickpeas and wild rice because they're very filling. You know, they're basically like beans and rice, but wild rice is more of a wheat, or a plant than a rice. It's not actually rice. And garbanzo beans, they're amazing. You know, no comparison to actual regular beans. So what I do is, you know what I'm gonna do? We're gonna just have a long video. I'm gonna actually make this saute for you guys along with the chickpeas and wild rice. We'll just get right after this. Okay, so we're using garbanzo beans. I buy these on Amazon. You know, I always look for these tags, non-GMO. You know, verified. You know, make sure you got the good stuff. Don't play yourself. You know, you'll find it probably on this bag somewhere also. No, it's not, but I definitely make sure this is all non-GMO. Oh, here it is. Oh, no, it doesn't say. It says gluten-free. Okay, anyway, let's get after it. So, you're going to want to use a 3-to-1 ratio with your garbanzo beans. So, I use 2 cups of garbanzo beans along with 6 cups of water. Now, that lasts me about 3 days. Just throw them in the refrigerator, and you know, I'm good to go. So, depending on how much you want or how much you need, you can play with it. But what you really want to just think of when you're using a pressure cooker, you just want the water to go up about an inch higher than your beans. That's really all you want to think about. So let's go ahead and put our beans in. We have 2 cups of beans right here. So I'll do that. Two cups of water. 4 cups of water. 6 cups of water. Now, if you want to add a little more, a little less, it's not a big deal. Really isn't. You can always drain the water at the end. So what we're going to do is we're going to put our top on. And the way this pressure cooker cooks is you just go ahead and throw the top on, and then you put the piece on top so that the steam can't escape. And you just let it go ahead and heat up. Now once it starts, the steam starts coming out of the top, you cook this for 45 minutes. Actually, you cook this for 30 minutes, I'm sorry. Our wild rice is 45 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and get the piece that goes on top, and we'll heat this up, and we'll let this go for 30 minutes.
I guess it's not what you say. I guess it's not what you lay your head at night. I pray you're right. Why would you stay with me? All the things you know I've done. You are the light that lights my night. I guess it's not what you say. I guess it's not where you lay your head at night. I pray you're right. Why would you stay with me? All the things you know I've done. You are the light that lights my night. I guess it's not what you say. I guess it's not where you lay your head at night. I pray you're right. Why would you stay with me? All the things you know I've done. You are the light that guides my night.
I love you, I swear.
Alright, so this is the piece that works for mine. Once again, I got this off of Amazon. They have way better pressure cookers than this. This one probably costs about $40, I believe. Maybe $35, I'm not sure. It gets the job done. So Depending on how much money you have, how much money you want to spend, you can get whatever type of pressure cooker you like. But this one works well for me. I like it. It's my first pressure cooker and it works perfect. So what I do is I put it on high. The way this one works is once this thing starts going crazy, and I'll show you guys that a little later. Once it starts going off, you turn it down to where it's at a nice, I don't really know how to explain it in words, but it's not going too crazy. It's kind of mellow. So after we get this going, we're gonna go ahead and heat up our sorry, I don't like saying 1,000 times. We're going to go ahead and heat up our wild rice. So with the wild rice, it's just like regular rice, 2-to-1 ratio. So first we're gonna start off by throwing in a cup of rice. Well, it's a half cup of rice. I have another bag in there, but I don't want to pull it out right now. This is enough for today. When I make a full cup, it'll last me 2-3 days easy. So a half cup of rice, and then a cup of water. Once again, it's not an exact science. If you have too much water once you're done boiling it or simmering it after it boils, just go ahead and drain the water out. It's not a big deal. Or leave the water in there. It's not a big deal. Alright, so that's a cup of water with our half cup of rice. It looks decent to me. It looks decent, it's good. I'm gonna add just a tiny bit more water because I feel like that was a little bit more than a half a cup. Like I said, it's not exact science. Not a big deal. Alright, so what you want to do with your wild rice is you want to go ahead and do it just like your chickpeas. I hate saying just like you do with your chickpeas. And you want to heat it up on a high heat, as high as your fire can go. And then once it starts boiling, then you put it on simmer. This will go about on a medium heat once it starts boiling. With your wild rice, we're going to simmer. So now that we got that done, we're going to move over and start working on our saute. Alright, so today for our saute, this is our base, okay? We have our portobello mushrooms. Any mushrooms except shiitake, any type of mushroom. I go with everything organic. Like I said, if you can't afford organic because it is expensive, you can, do genetically modified foods. But I believe and I know, especially once we get this movement going, if we all start eating organic, they have no choice but to lower these prices. And we're going to demand that they lower these prices because there's no way in heck that we should be paying more for something that's inferior. This is natural. This is what came from the ground, directly from the way God made it. And so we're paying more for this, and something that they genetically modify we pay less money for. It doesn't make sense to me, and if you all say it don't make sense, it don't make sense. Organic sweet peppers. Now any type of bell peppers will work. I just go with organic. I love red bell peppers, yellow, green, orange, doesn't matter. Then onions, I stick with red onions. Whenever you're looking at nutrition coming from any type of vegetable, the darker the color, the more the nutrition. That's all you want to think. But also, white onions make your breath stink. Red onions do too. As you eat these, I don't know what happens, but you don't give off the smell of onions after you've eaten them for a while. I don't know why. I can't tell you why. But I know when you first start eating them, they might be a little pungent for you. So when you're making something like this, where like me, I put a bunch of raw and cooked in my meal, the raw is what's gonna stink. So you may not want to put raw in. I don't know. The raw food is gonna give you more nutrition. You're gonna get the nutrition regardless though, so it's not a big deal, but that's how I like to do it. So if you're really trying to heal, yeah, you want to have as much raw in there as possible. But cook, the sauteed is going to taste way better. So that's why I have the sauteed as well. Okay. So go ahead and start cutting these up. I also like to put charred kale, red lettuce. Not really red lettuce, maybe some spinach, but a nice thick dark green in there with it. I didn't get any today because they were out at the store, but if you can throw a thick green in there with it, mainly kale. Oh man, chard is good too though, but kale is probably the most nutrition. It's actually alkaline as well. And everything doesn't have to be 100% alkaline. That's not how it works, you know. You want to have this alkaline base, and if you want to add something in there, feel free. So we'll start off with a portobello. It's very simple. We don't cut them too small. And you gotta understand with portobellos, they're definitely going to shrink when you cook them because all the moisture is going to be pulled out. I know that it's my fault. I should just be a mess. I'm calling about it all. Don't forget, you guys go ahead and pick up the album, Sinner's Anthem. It's at reignitetheworld.com underneath the Fallen Stars page. In this courtroom, she said Johnny's too fragile to see my face, so they're moving to a new state. I guess it's for the best. I guess I have nothing left. All she wants is alimony. She took everything I had and now she only wants my life. And I can never say I'm sorry, cause I already know that she'll hate me even if I die. I know that it's my fault. So with my onions, now for my saute, I go ahead and just cut them flat. Now, I'll usually use an entire onion just to put in the saute. I'm not going to do that today because this is only for today. Now, these will go directly in the saute, and I'll cut a couple more flats a little later, and I'll chop those down, and those will go in raw. So I'll hold on to that. Even if I die, all she wants is alimony. Yeah, that's my life. Then we go and we throw in a couple bell peppers for the these, just go ahead and cut them down as small or as big as you want. I mean, I tend to cut things a little bigger when it's being sauteed, but then when I put it in raw, I'll dice it down pretty small. It's all preference, it's all, you know, taste. You may like that crunch, and so you may want them a little thicker. Like I said, we're here to teach you how to fish, not to give you fish. You can make these diets and recipes, you know, fit you, and we can definitely do that as well. So go ahead and give us a call. Check our contact information out at reignitetheworld.com. Give us a call, and we'll definitely make this work for you and only you. I love you. All right, so now that we got all that good, we're gonna leave that there. We're gonna let our saute our chickpeas and wild rice go for a little bit. And what I like to do is I like to really cook this probably about 15 minutes into cooking my wild rice and chickpeas, because this would take about 5-10 minutes to go ahead and cook up chickpeas and wild rice. The wild rice takes about 45 minutes, chickpeas takes about 30 minutes. So by the time I've cooked this up, let that go for about 15 minutes. Once I'm done with this, then I can let that go for about 10 more minutes. This will be cooled down nice to where I want it. Then I put the entire meal together. So let's go ahead and look at these chickpeas and wild rice.
Cause when it all comes down to screaming, where did it go? Yeah, when it all comes down, it all will come down.
cooker's going off right now. You can see this jumping. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just turn the fire down until it's a slow boiling. I turn it down to about medium heat. You gotta figure your own pressure cooker out and just play with it. Next, I'm gonna go lower than medium. And then we also have a wild rice boiling. So we're gonna just turn this down to a simmer. As low as our fire can go. And then let that boil for 45 minutes. Really until the water boils out. But if you put too much water in, then 45 minutes will be perfect. 3 o'clock, I'll stop it at about 3:40. You know, that you guys get a little lower, that'll work right there. So on my stove, I have an electric stove, and it goes all the way to high. And right underneath high is 8, 7, 6, medium, 4, 3, 2, 1. So low is 1, 5 is medium, 9 is high. I got it on about 3.5. So it's a pretty low heat. It's not a simmer, you know, it's 2 levels above a simmer, but it's a pretty low heat. So go ahead and we'll let this do its thing for about 30 minutes. And then when we're pretty close, we'll go ahead and we'll saute the rest of our food up. And then we'll go ahead and we'll play it.